What's good, peeps? Self-isolation day 23. 23. All right, let's do this. Shout out to Nigerian Stallion. Sounds a bit like a porn name, doesn't it? Nigerian Stallion. He sent me a DM. And you know how if you're not following someone, it says someone wants to send you a message or something. I was expecting the worst. I saw Nigerian Stallion and I was like, oh, here we go. What is this? But shout out to Nigerian Stallion who sent me a bunch of fights that never happened, right? So fights that were signed, again, press conferences, location, venues, etc., dates that never happened. And one that he sent me, I don't know why, I just completely forgot, was Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Miller. Probably the biggest one in recent times. I can't think of a bigger one recently that's been cancelled. Obviously, these ones because of coronavirus, but they don't count. So apart from that, I can't think of a bigger one that has been cancelled, right? AJ's American debut against this loud, big, brash American in Jarrell Miller, unbeaten as well. Who would have won that fight? It's a good one, right? Hindsight is fantastic, right? AJ went on to fight Andy Ruiz, a massive underdog. Some people say he got exposed. Could Jarrell Miller have done the same thing? That's the question, right? Could Jarrell Miller have beaten Anthony Joshua? Let's not forget as well, this is Jarrell Miller that was juiced up to the grills, people. We're talking EPO, we're talking Endurodol, we're talking human growth hormone. That's what he got popped for. I doubt that this was the first training session or first lead up to a big fight or a fight that Jarrell Miller had taken HGH, Endurodol, and EPO. I doubt it. So you have to go back and look at his performances against the likes of Bogdan Dinu, Thomas Adamek, who was probably around 50 at the time, and Dupas, right? Those are the fights he had in 2018, I believe. Would that version of Jarrell Miller, who, again, I think he was cheating then, have beaten Anthony Joshua? I don't think so. I don't think so. Again, it's easy to look back, but I don't think that version of Jarrell Miller is beating AJ. I just don't. That could be my love for AJ, right? But I just don't see how he's doing it. Will he cause AJ problems? Absolutely. But I think the big fight in all of those fights I just mentioned is probably Dupas, right? Dupas took Jarrell Miller to points. Every time we've seen Dupas take a step up over the years, he's been knocked out, right? Povetkin stopped him in 6, Deontay Wilder stopped him in 11, and I think other guys have stopped him as well. But every time we've seen him step up to, quote unquote, the elite level, he's been stopped. Jarrell Miller couldn't do that. One thing Jarrell Miller definitely had was a gas tank. Again, we know why now. It'd be so interesting to see what Jarrell Miller turns up when he returns later on in the year. They're looking at a fight October, November. It'd be good to see what Jarrell Miller turns up then. But one thing Jarrell Miller had was a gas tank. One thing he also had, which was so random, but again, we know why now, is that he threw more punches than any heavyweight, I think, in the last 30 years. So that would have been a massive problem for AJ, the work rate, right? If AJ didn't get rid of this guy early, Jarrell Miller would have literally put his foot to the pedal and kept on going. And you're talking about a guy, what was his weight? 280, 290 or something like that? Just keep on coming. A guy 290 pounds, that thick set that you can't put away, that's going to be a problem. So that would have been a problem for AJ, the work rate. AJ would have needed to get his second wind early. But I look at AJ's past victories prior to that. So you're talking Joseph Parker, you're talking Povetkin, and I think those guys are much better than Jarrell Miller. Much better. I do believe that. Again, the biggest name on Jarrell Miller's resume up until that was Dupas? Maybe Gerald Washington? I don't know. I'm at, like, where Bogdan Dinu because he was unbeaten. So I do think that I feel like we overrated Jarrell Miller a bit just because he was big and brash, right? And he's a tough guy, right? He's come from a K1 kickboxing background, so he's tough. But I do think AJ would have been far too good for him on the night. Again, hindsight's wonderful, right? We can look back and say, oh, but Ruiz beat AJ. Ruiz was a lot better than we expected. Let's put it that way, right? To us casual boxing fans, Ruiz was a lot better. And not only that, but they'd been studying Jarrell Miller for the best part of 2-3 months. Andy Ruiz, they've been studying him for the best part of 2-3 weeks, right? So it's slightly different. So I do think that they would have had a style perfect for Jarrell Miller, and in the end, they would have got the job done. But I will say this again, Jarrell Miller on the EPO and the HGH and the Endurodol would have been there and would have stayed there unless Joshua put something hard on him. So, I mean, Joshua would have had to land some clean right hands to get rid of this guy, because if he doesn't, if it was sort of tippy-tappy boxing, Jarrell Miller is there until the 12th round. Again, go and look at his fights. The gas tank tells me he's there. Jarrell Miller is throwing the same punches. In that Dupas fight, I think he was throwing the same punches, same amount of, his punch output was the same in sort of the 2nd and 3rd round as it was in the 9th and 10th. That's crazy. And that's what would have happened unless Joshua kind of caught him clean and put him to sleep, which I think he would have around sort of 7 or 8. That's what I think. But, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, this is the beauty of this little series. We don't know. It's a case of what would have happened. And maybe I've got the blinkers on. Sorry. Maybe, why am I trying to drink that so quick? Apologies, people. Maybe I've got the blinkers on because I'm a big AJ fan. But again, for me, and we'll end on this, the reason I do think that Jarrell Miller would have lost is because I think Jarrell Miller was cheating long before he got caught in the lead up to the fight with AJ. So I think he was cheating against Adamek, cheating against Dupas, and cheating against Bogdan Dinu. And I think that version of Jarrell Miller wouldn't have beaten AJ. That's my thoughts on it. But what do you guys think? Would Jarrell Miller have caused the massive upset like Andy Ruiz did? And aside from that, how do you think Jarrell Miller is going to get on when he does come back without all that stuff in him? So again, now we're talking about a guy that is, again, walks around 300 pounds. Now he doesn't have the benefits of all the EPO, the HGH and the Durandro, or whatever else he was taking. How would he get on now? Would he have to come down? Would he still throw punches and bunches? Would he still throw, I don't know what he was throwing, like 150 punches around? Would he still do this? I doubt it. So it'll be very interesting to see what he's like when he does come back. Anyway, the next one that Nigerian Stallion sent me, which other ones did he send me? I think he sent me Golovkin Eubank Jr., but I don't think anything was signed with that. There's a few. I think there's Pac-Man Mayweather a few years before it happened. I think there was massive talks. I think a contract was looked at, a venue was looked at, but we'll go through his list anyway. There's a few good ones in there. What do you guys think of this one? Let me know. Peace. Guys, sorry, it's me again. I'm back. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, please like and share the videos. It really does help the channel a lot. And if you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, I'm done. Peace.